I might understand building the foundation. I'm great at that. Thousands of conversations, 5 successful family banking policies. But there's still patterns that I've never shown consistently doing well. I've never shown consistent success investing. That's the truth. Put money in the market for decades. Didn't understand it. I put money into logistics, into trucks when I was leaving corporate America to help make the bridge, but I was desperate to make the bridge. 72 grand I lost there. We've got other money locked up in a joint venture that I believe is coming back, but been locked up not performing for a few months. I've made mistakes, still making mistakes. I don't know, like, and understand investing yet. I'm learning. Welcome back to another episode of WealthWise Banking. Hopefully you're listening to your favorite streaming platform and enjoying the content. Today, I'm solo, but I have a little request at the beginning. Please send out your prayers, your healing energy to Jeremy and his family. They're going through something with a family member right now. So, the more we can send them good energy, the more we can send them healing prayers and just help and hope that they'll find a little bit more peace and love in their heart. And today, we're going to jump into something near and dear to both of our hearts, something we talk about all the time. It's an ongoing topic that we've sat down as men and talked about. And I think that by the time you're to the end, you're going to really see some things, see some patterns in my vulnerable share today and kind of walking through the live it portion of when we talk about you have to write it. Where's your family going? Family constitution, family letter. Then you've got to legalize it with the proper trust structure. And your proper trust structure needs a funded portion, which is going to be the portion where you're going to multiply wealth, but you're also going to have emergency and opportunity fund. And finally, you got to live it. Then you're not listening to us. That's what Patty said to me when we were planning our 3rd annual family retreat. And frankly, I didn't like it. I got a little bit mad because in my mind, I was listening. I just figured she didn't understand what I was saying. Hell, I'm the one planning the retreat. I'm the one that wrote our Constitution. I'm the one thinking about our boys, our values, our identity, our money, our family banking system, our future. What the heck is she talking about that I'm not listening? That's what was going on in my mind. But my ego was out of control because as Patty is sitting across from me at the table, what she's basically saying is, Jason, you're so focused on where you want to take us that you're not hearing what it feels like to come with you. She's right again. So what if I could spend my entire life trying to build something for my family and never realize that they needed to help me build it? So what if they don't want it? That's what I want to talk about today. Legacy, one of the biggest things that we're thinking about as builders. Not the version where we talk about what happens when you die. Is the will done or the estate planning done? I'm talking about right now because we're preparing again for our 3rd family retreat. And this year's different. We've had some real challenges, real pressure, real disagreements, real life stuff happen, lifing in our family. Things haven't gone the way we've wanted them on all fronts. And there's moments when it'd be really easy to be pissed off, to point fingers, to shut down, to blame someone else and feel stuck. And the beautiful thing is that's not really how I feel. We're still in it. We're still figuring this out together. So I want to show you something that we're learning inside our own family. Your family won't carry forward a legacy that they didn't help build. Think about that for a moment. And by the end of this, I want you to ask yourself one question. Am I building my family's future for them or with them? So if you're not driving, write that down. Am I building my family's future for them or with them? And pretty exciting for me to share. This is our 3rd annual Simple Family Retreat. And if you're picturing some perfectly orchestrated family retreat, don't. Our first was basically a condo staycation, mini golfing, burgers, hanging out, doing a chicken dance. We didn't have some 10-year master plan of what these would look like year after year, but every year we're getting better. And what we're doing is we're looking to be more intentional as a family, and we're just going to keep at it. And every year we get away together, get out of our normal routine, out of our normal area, put the phones down, Phones are actually going to have a little bit of a break themselves. We're going to look each other in the eyes. Who are we? What worked this year? What didn't? Where's our money going? Who are we becoming? Right? The journey. And as we prepared for year 3, when Patty and I sat down on the planet, we started talking about kayaking. We started talking about food, about walking together, about the vision boards, about our family values, about policies, about standing up in front of each other. And I wanted, after we did our banking session, to play cash flow with everybody. Simple enough, except that's when the argument started. In my head, cash flow is perfect. It's a game. It's showing us how money is a tool. It's fun. Connor and I have played a handful of times and we love it. We started with the kids version. Now we're playing the adult version. But underneath the game, the boys can see how their money actually works without having to lose real money learning the lessons. And so I'm explaining all this to Patty. Why we're playing, why we need to send attention, what I want the boys to see, what I want her to see, how this connects to our banking conversation, to our overall legacy. And she just keeps saying, why can't we just play? I'm thinking, what do you mean just play? There's a purpose to this. Yep, of course we're going to just play. And we've never played together as a family, not all of us. And frankly, if you can't hear my energy a little bit, I was a jerk about it. I was an ass. I was frustrated. I was thinking, why doesn't she understand setting intentions is important? Because we just can't expect our family to understand if no one tells them. That was my fear. It's like, no one's talked to me about this stuff. No one's told me what to watch out for. No one's told me what was risky and not risky. But then she shares her fear, right? Because remember, it's never about us. She tells me that she's worried that she's going to make wrong decisions in the game. And afterwards, I'm going to explain to her why she doesn't understand money. Again, it comes back to a fear of feeling like we're going to be judged. I'm talking about education. She's talking about feeling judged. Two completely different conversations. And then she said something, in her infinite wisdom, in her leadership, that changed how I started looking at the entire retreat. And something I'm still, as I'm sharing this, something I'm still really sitting with. I don't know if I'm quite there yet. And I'll come back to it because first you need to understand what I was getting wrong. And I think a lot of fathers, a lot of leaders do this. I know I do. Far from perfect, but we love our families. We build, right? That's what builders do. We work our asses off. We make money. We protect. We buy the house. We build the business. We create experiences. We get the insurance. We create the estate plan. We build the banking system. We save. We invest. We sacrifice. We're disciplined. We're courageous. And somewhere along the line, we decide, I'm doing all of this for them. There's a question underneath it that I had to wrestle with. Did they ever get to become part of it? Because I don't want to wake up someday with a bunch of assets my kids don't understand. They don't care about. A banking system that no one knows how to operate. Values they heard dad talk about, but that they never made their own. And call that a legacy. That's inheritance. I crave something different. And apparently that means I have to loosen my grip on what I think the experience is supposed to look like. And this is where Patty and I were stuck. Again, I'm feeling misunderstood. She's feeling misunderstood. We're both getting heated. And I'm thinking in my head, I have to explain the way we're playing the game. Like, we're going to have to read the rules. And Patty said, just let us play. Just let us play. Just have fun. No expectations. And I kept pushing back. And at one point, I'm basically saying, I'm teaching the boys what they're going to need to know in the future. And Patty says, but you can't just teach it Friday. This is a process. There it is. In my head, the lesson's created. The expectations have to be set. I'm trying to create the lesson. She's trying to protect their experience. And I started realizing, I think they both matter. Yes, I'm their father. Yes, I want to create the frame. Yes, I believe leadership means being intentional and telling people what's happening. But maybe my job isn't to make sure that everybody reaches the same conclusion that I've already reached. Maybe we just create the environment. We play. I watch how Connor thinks. I watch how Diego thinks. I watch what they get excited about. I watch what they get mad about. I watch how Patty thinks. I see how I'm thinking. Frankly, I get nervous as a leader as well. I want to do well. I want to be a good leader, a good example. And I let them watch, maybe the most important thing, how I think. No test, no right answer, no expectations, no dad standing over everything, explaining to them the lesson. We're learning together. That's different. Here's the other thing I have to admit in that conversation. Maybe this resonates with our builders, with you that's listening. Who the hell am I to sit at the table pretending I've gotten all this right? I told Patty, I might understand building the foundation. I'm great at that. Thousands of conversations, 5 successful family banking policies. But there's still patterns that I've never shown consistently doing well. I've never shown consistent success investing. That's the truth. Put money in the market for decades. Didn't understand it. I put money into logistics, into trucks when I was leaving corporate America to help make the bridge, but I was desperate to make the bridge. So 72 grand I lost there. We've got other money locked up in a joint venture that I believe is coming back, but it's been locked up, not performing for a few months. I've made mistakes, still making mistakes. I don't know, like, and understand investing yet. I'm learning. And I want you to hear that too. I want my boys to see that, because so often I see folks that are in my position, right? We're living it, we're documenting it, we're sharing it, who act like everything's going perfectly. I've spoke with tons of those folks behind the scenes, and guess what? They're making mistakes. They're losing money. They've got money tied up. Things don't go the way that they expected all the time. But when we come on camera, when you hear the conversation, people are like, yeah, it all goes great. Because think about this, if you're building and you're creating a family legacy, you're living it, right? The 4th step, think of what that looks like and what happens if I hide it, or if dad hides all of that. Boys see that, and what do they start doing? Hiding. They see the business. They see the money. Connor can ask me any day he wants how much we made that month, and I will tell him, because I know we're tracking every dollar coming in and out. Remember, we have to give our money a job or someone else will. They see the policies. They know when the policies are paid. And maybe they assume dad figured it out. No, I don't want that. I want them to see that this is a journey. I want to pull up our actual financial life and say, here's where dad made a decision. Here's what I believed. Here's what actually happened. Here's what worked. Here's what didn't. Here's what I might do different in the future. What do you guys think? What do you see? Because maybe living your legacy means your kids get to watch you learn, to never stop learning, not just watch you win. That's not the destination, is it? And honestly, when she was describing the family I've been saying that I want, she wants us to pull up the policies like we've done before, show the boys what's happening, show them, how much interest that we owe against our lines of credit, how much they're growing, what we've done well, where we haven't been a consistent banker, following the principles that we teach, where we didn't pay ourselves back the way we intended, where we're maybe a little over leveraged, with the investment that hasn't worked out, what's actually happening with her money, not hide it. And she said something that I love. I wanted to share. I wrote it down because maybe the boys, she was sharing this, will see a pattern we're missing. Think about that. That's completely different than writing everything down, sitting down. Dad's going to teach you infinite banking and you got a talking head. Now we're saying, hey, this belongs to all of us. Let's look at it. Let's understand it. Let's question it. Let's make it better, stronger together. That's when a family banking system, a privatized banking system stops being dad's financial strategy and starts becoming the family bank, the simple family bank. Go back to the beginning. Remember what Patty said to me, what I got mad about, the thing that changed how I started to look at our 3rd retreat. She simply said, if you want to share our journey, it has to be our journey, not the journey that you want to put out there for everyone else to learn from. You talk about telling my ego the truth. It's exactly what I need to hear. It's exactly what I need to be reminded. Because as soon as something happens, the way that I think is I want to turn it into a system. You listen to Jeremy and I all the time, right? We want to systematize, codify, put it into a plan instead of feeling it. I want to turn to a system. What's the lesson? What's the framework? How do we teach it? How do we repeat it so someone else doesn't have to go through the same thing that we went through? And here's Patty telling me, Jason, live it, feel it, be in it first. Let Connor tell us about his experience with banking. Let Diego disagree if he does. Let me tell you where I'm afraid without judging me and saying, why don't you get this? Let me tell you where I don't feel heard. Let the boys be pissed when we take away the electronics for the weekend, right? They're all going on sabbatical. They're all going on break too. Let me admit that I lost money. Let mom and dad disagree. Let us look at everything together. Let us talk about our values together. Let us decide together what needs to change. That's our third family retreat. It has a framework. It has things that we're going to do together, not four people showing up to execute my vision, right? Dad's vision. Four people figuring out who this family is becoming. Way different. Perhaps that's legacy. Not something I leave someday. The experience, the learning of how we live it together now. Looking forward to sharing how this goes because honestly, I don't know how this weekend's going to go. I don't. Last retreat, I don't know if you remember me sharing this, but the biggest lesson was how we had to reset the standards on the third day, where I had to do something, confront something that I did not want to, but it showed up, it was there, and I thank God for it every day. Maybe Connor will get mad. Maybe Diego won't want to participate. Maybe Patty and I will disagree again. Maybe it'll go really well, all of it. It'll be a lot of rain. I might walk into a conversation with an expectation I didn't realize that I had. Something might fall apart. That's lifing. And maybe that's the whole point. I don't want to build a legacy that only works when everybody follows dad's plan. That's a lot of stress. I don't want perfect. Perfect has effed me for most of my life, trying to get perfect, to fit, to have a mask on, to do everything else I think is expected of me. Get good grades, show up first, leave last, work hard, be humble. Fuck that. I want to feel it here, not here, here. I want to be able to talk about it. I want to be able to say the things that are popping in my mind without feeling judged. I want them, Diego, Connor, Patty, to hear it, to be able to share what they feel, to listen, to adjust, to move forward. Again, together. And this is where banking fits into this for me, right? This is only one part of the live it piece of it. Infinite banking isn't my legacy. The multiplication, death benefit, tax-free at the end isn't my legacy. A whole life policy is not my legacy. That's properly engineered. Cash value, not my legacy. These are all individual tools. The family's building the legacy through experiences, through communication. The banking system just gives us a place to store our capital, to make decisions, to finance opportunities, to pay for the retreat, to recover from mistakes that we've made, to replace my hips. And eventually, my boys will teach the next generation to do the same. We'll invite my nephews. We'll invite my sister and brother-in-laws, my family. We'll keep inviting more of our family to help us create this together. Because one day in the future, I don't want Connor and Diego saying, yeah, hey, here you go. I built this for you. I want them to be able to say, we built this. We understand the importance of it. We're proud of it. We know how our family uses money. We know it's just a tool. We know what our family stands for. And now it's our responsibility to carry it forward. So here's the question I want to leave each and every one of you this week. Are you building your family's future for them, or are you building it with them? And if this resonated with you, if you've been thinking about building your own privatized family banking system, don't start with my numbers, start with yours. Your family, your cash flow, what you're trying to build. If you're ready to live it, right? To fund it, I'm going backwards now, to legalize it and to write it, this is what Jeremy and I believe in. This is what the WealthWise banking strategy call is all about. It's not about helping you build a plan that dad is just going to hammer into the family. It's about the communication, the living, the experience of sitting down together and figuring out, where's your family? What are your fears? Where are the things that are working right now that you're doing really well that we could learn from? Where are the things that you could learn from us? Where's the things that we can help you implement a system that is repeatable, but more importantly, shareable? So go to wealthwisebanking.com. Book that. If this resonated, go book that strategy session. Have a conversation with myself or Jeremy, because your family is not going to carry forward a legacy they didn't help build. Don't wait to leave your legacy. Live it today, together. And remember, you're already in banking. You're just not the banker yet. So be blessed. Going to see you in the next episode. Keep listening, keep inviting more people, keep subscribing to the channel and helping us spread this message to everyone that's out there that needs this. We talked to a fan earlier this week. He's sharing it with all of his friends, investors. It's exciting to hear. So, other than hi, Jeremy's mom and all of our other regulars, Artem, everyone else that's out there listening, again, you're already in banking. You're just not the banker yet. We're going to see you next week in the next episode. Be blessed. Thanks for joining us on WealthWise Banking. If today's episode inspired you, please subscribe, leave a review, and give us a like. It's a simple way to help others discover these empowering strategies and join our community. Together, we're building a network of people who believe financial freedom is within everyone's reach. Remember, financial independence is about making every dollar work for you, one step at a time. Until next time, stay inspired, stay in control, and keep building your legacy the wise way.